In 2026, we'll be introducing the Nova Society Side Project Podcast, a space where ideas meet action and voices spark change. This will be a guest-driven show built around conversations that matter most to our listeners. Each episode, we invite inspiring guests to share their perspectives on the social topics shaping our communities, from equity and innovation to culture, sustainability, and beyond. Together, we'll explore side projects that aren't just passion-driven, but purpose-driven, offering fresh insights and practical takeaways for anyone looking to make a difference. We'll be thrilled to have you join us on this journey. The Nova Society Side Project Podcast will begin airing in January 2026, and we hope that you will join us. The views expressed on the Nova Society are those of the panelists and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Phoenix Research Institute or any institution which any panel member is associated. Welcome back to the Nova Society, a space where dialogue deepens understanding and civic responsibility comes to life. I'm Dr. Mark Bound, joined by our regular panel, Dr. Scott Gershwer and Dr. Brooklyn Ann Weldon. Together, we'll unpack the stories that matter most, exploring the headlines, the history, and the big ideas shaping today's conversations. Let's dive in and hear what the panel has for us today. Okay, Brooke, what do we got?
So today we have a question from Stephen, who lives in Tidewater, Virginia. And Stephen writes, well, the numbers, in quotes, are out, and the A++++++ economy that Trump touted doesn't seem to be as plus as Trump is proclaiming. Unemployment is being reported as 4.8%, the highest in many years. The federal jobs report numbers are shady, to say the least, and as Dr. Scott has pointed out, the most reliable information seems to be coming from ADP. I did see that recent poll numbers have Trump's approval rating on the economy at less than 35%. His overall rating is around 39%, with 58% disapproval. Even Republicans are starting to think twice. Trump has lost some support and is down to 74% approval among Republicans. He really seems to be losing the support of independents. What I really want to ask is how Republicans can be so dumb as to still give him 74% approval. What is wrong with them? And Stephen, I have asked myself that same question many times, and I'm not sure I know the answer. Mark and Scott, how can they be so dumb? Do you think that they're maybe just saying, yeah, we give our approval because they're too afraid to say otherwise, and they silently disapprove? What do you think?
Well, first of all, Stephen, I have to, a little bit of disclosure here. This question was asked by a whole bunch of our listeners. I picked yours out because it was Tidewater, which is the home of the New York Mets, the Tidewater Tide. So that's why I picked you out. Although, again, the question, it's an excellent question. I will make a correction. Unemployment is 4.6%, not 4.8%. That was reported today.
Although among the Black American population, the unemployment rate is much higher. I forget what the number is, but it's quite a bit higher.
Of course.
4.6, yeah.
And the bottom line is it always has been. So youth unemployment is up higher than that, but we're talking about the general unemployment number. It is 4.6. 4.8, you probably get there, but the bottom line is 4.6. The federal, Brooklyn, you're making me freaking nuts.
I'm so sorry. I keep raising my hand just for our listeners. As things occur to me, and a Ford plant in Kentucky just closed its entire plant and laid off all its workers. They're not making Fords anymore. They're going to be making battery components or something. This is in rural Kentucky.
Let me clean that up for you.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a Ford battery plant for making EVs, and they shut it down. They're going to retool, and they're going to create internal combustion engine vehicles there. Right. So that's the story. Basically, this is kind of parenthetical to the question or the emails. We're ceding the EV market to the Chinese.
Yep. And recently, there's a community of 11,000. The Tyson chicken plant closed down. 3,200 people who were employed by that plant are now out of work.
In a town of like 9,000 people.
Yeah, but it's like 11,000. Yeah, the entire town's like 10 or 11,000, and 3,200 worked there, and now they're all out of a job. So, yeah, the Trump economy is interesting when you look at it. Again, 4.6% is the unemployment rate at this point. Yes, Scott is correct. ADP seems to be the best place to get those job numbers because you can't trust at this point the government's numbers because they're all over the place. One says we gained 110,000, and another one says we lost 76,000. And I mean, so it's ADP probably is our best indicator. I wish that there's another payroll group that's a very large, not as big as ADP, I don't believe, but they would probably be able, if they combined the numbers between them and ADP, probably would get even a better sense of the employment conditions here in the United States. The poll numbers for Trump approval rating, on the economy, 35%. That is accurate. Originally, it was at 42, and it's kind of amazing that at one point in time, back in 2024, when the election was going on, they said that the Republicans, by 8%, were better equipped to handle the economy. Today, now it's Democrats by 5% are better equipped to handle the economy today. And those numbers are, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different sets of numbers out there. So again, those are kind of like an average of the whole thing. So that's a big shift. That's a 13-point shift going toward the Democrats. 74% approval among Republicans. Well, Stephen, let me give it to you this way. That's better than the 92% it used to be. So you're seeing a little bit of slippage there. Where you're really seeing a lot of slippage, as you point out, is independents. Independents are really tired of this, and they're the ones to watch because let's face it, you know who the Republicans are probably going to vote for. You know who the Democrats are probably going to vote for. A lot of this is based upon what the independents do. And when you start losing those independents, I think that the independents are what derailed Hillary Clinton. Or not, well, Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. It was the independents. Independents were the ones that put Joe Biden in office when it comes down to it. I mean, usually if you're affiliated with a party, you vote down those party lines. It's those independents that you got to shoot for. So what's wrong with them? I don't know. Trump derangement syndrome? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Scott?
I don't know either. I do know that I do know this. I know that it's always a bad sign for the economy when somebody is dangling $2,000 checks in front of you and saying, "Hey, we're gonna give you some payback here." And between the bailout of the farmers for $12 billion and handing money to people, for no discernible reason other than they're not happy and he wants to buy happiness, doesn't seem like things are going all that well. And,
so can I put my $2,000 rebate check next to my $5,000 Doge check and then go out and stockpile up on the less than $2 a gallon gasoline?
Yes, you
is
can.
that the plan?
Mm-hmm. And as long as you have you can afford to pay the tariffs on a Chinese EV.
That's true. Yes, got to pay the tariff. I mean, the economy is not good. Our GDP dropped by what was it, 2.2% in the last quarter. So, if you believe Donald Trump when he says that the economy is A+++ or whatever the heck it is. He's trying to say it's the greatest economy. I saw Bryson DeChambeau, a professional golfer, was up there. He's a tool too. And come on. I mean, come on. You were talking about a millionaire golfer basically telling, everybody else, oh yeah, the economy's fine. Oh, shut the hell up.
So I have a question. I saw your eyes rolling, but I don't want to forget. Because I
write it down.
And with what? Um, so so then so Trump really seems to be set on these tariffs, and the whole thing has gone now to the Supreme Court. And I really I've no zero faith in them, less than zero faith with them, or in them at this point. What are your thoughts on what they're going to do? And if they say no tariffs, then it seems to me that Trump will simply find another way, national security or whatever idiot statement, and he'll do it anyway because he seems very, very set on that. And then of course there's the new Fed chair who's going to do whatever Trump wants. So what do you see happening for 2026, which is going to be, according to Carolyn Levitt and everybody else, and you know how honest they are, the best is yet to come, and all this sort of nonsense. What do you think will be happening?
Well, I'm not touching this one, Mark. It's all yours.
And I think, to me, 35% approval rate is too high. I mean, I can't believe it's that high.
Well, again, you've got some people that have not been impacted by this very much. I'm going to be perfectly honest. My family here is pretty much Trump-proof. Yes, and I reported this last week. Yes, I was not happy about paying $11 a pound for a pot roast. But we've been fortunate in our lives, and we've spent wisely, and we've got rid of all the kids, which was a huge money saver alone. But the fact is that, we're pretty much Trump-proof. Yes, I don't like paying the high prices. Absolutely do not like paying them. But there's people that really do live paycheck to paycheck. Those are the ones that are truly hurting. And that is a vast majority here in the United States. And, so it's easy. If they were to ask me, has Trump's economy impacted you at all? I have to be, if I was being honest and not being, Trump derangement syndrome, I'd have to say, no, it really hasn't impacted me. And most of the people in my community right here, most of the retired people, no, it really hasn't impacted them a lot. I have a lot of school teachers in this neighborhood. We have a lot of people that do get, state pensions in this neighborhood along with their Social Security. Doesn't impact them in the least. So when they get asked, it's not sometimes when we say approval rating, I really do think that that's a misnomer. I think it doesn't matter a shit to me rating, as opposed to, yeah, I like it. I don't think anybody can say, yeah, I like it. But the fact is I think that's what we're looking at instead of this idea of approval. Trump approval, that's going to come out of the Republicans. Let's remember, the Democrats outnumber Republicans in the United States, plain and simple. So if he's still got 74% approval rating, the math tells me, 34%. Yeah, that's about right. What I want to know is, what's his approval rating with the independents? I know what it's going to be with the Democrats. I already know that. I already know what it is now with the Republicans. The big question is, what do the independents say? Because they're the ones you got to carry, and that's all there is to it. And I guess that's it.
And that's all the time we have for today's episode. The Nova Society is a production of Nova Society Media, a division of the Phoenix Research Institute. We want to thank our production partners, Buzzsprout, who hosts the Nova Society, Audacity, our editing team, Apple Podcasts, the largest source of podcast and music online, Spotify, the most popular platform for the Nova Society, and iHeartRadio, your destination for all things music and podcasting. The Nova Society is available on all of these and other quality platforms listed in our description. And most importantly, we want to thank you, our listeners. Without your support, the Nova Society could not be possible. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing on the platform of your choice. It's easy, it's free, and helps our channel grow. For questions or comments, you can reach us at nova.society.podcast@gmail.com. So on behalf of Dr. Brooklyn Ann Weldon, Dr. Scott Gershworth, and all of our production partners here at the Nova Society, I'm Dr. Mark Bound. Remember, the true power of society is knowledge. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again next time.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening!